Hi, everybody, and welcome to Hanging with Howdy. And I'm still hanging with Howdy. Um, so, my question today is: will insulation ever be done? So, the last time we talked, I had just begun and had a lot to do. I don't know exactly how far I'd gotten, but I do remember the fact that had decided that the sun was not going to defeat me, the heat was not going to conquer this. So every day at lunch, I put on my work clothes, what you see me in today, and I got my butt out of here and I worked for an hour and then went back in, cleaned myself up, and went back to work. And I did that every day this week. So I got 4 good hours of work in there, and then I had Friday off. And I woke up at 4:30. I woke up at 4:30 because I was so excited to get stuff done this weekend and get out here. I didn't set the alarm. My body just woke up. So I got up, had my coffee, got myself sorted, and got out here right at sunup. Got a couple of really, really good hours in. And as you can see behind me, I do have a lot of insulation up. The walls, the big sections of the walls are done. Most of the ceiling is done. I have two tiny panels left to do. There's also the section over the bulkhead. That paneling can come down, and I think I can put insulation in there. I got to check that out. There's the wheel wells. I see people do cover that, so I want to do that. And then there's also just the ribbing. And I don't think I'm going to be gluing in that. I think I'm just going to be sliding stuff in as best I can and then put glue as I can. Speaking of the glue, so it's a spray adhesive. I just want to let you know, if you ever do this, absolutely always wear the protection for your eyes and your respiration. It's been a lifesaver to me. I've gone through several filters. I had to order some more. And then, but the biggest lesson for me was yesterday I took a trip to IKEA to buy a couple things. I'll get to that in a second. And when I was in the van, oh my gosh, the smell. Oh my, it was, and I hadn't been in the van for a few hours. Anyway, so I had to ride with the windows down. It was 100 degrees, and it was not a fun trip to IKEA and back, but I did it. But by the time I got home, I was, I just didn't feel great. So I had to get some air and relax. And then last night I came back out here and I just sat out here and relaxed and just had the windows, everything open, and didn't do any work, just relaxed in Howdy. And that was kind of nice. So that just to let it, it kind of calm down. Happy to report this morning that there's no smell, and now I can go stink it up again. Couple other things that really good this week is being in the van and spending time in it, getting in and out of it, and I'm becoming more and more at home with the space and how I move through space and getting in and out of the van. Now I do have a stepper on the side of the van, and so I can get in and out, but it is it is getting easier and easier, and I'm feeling more and more confident just in the space. And the fact that I'm doing all the work, I feel very proud of that, that I am doing every bit of it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to get help when I need it. I'm not afraid to ask for help. It's just that I don't have a ton of people that I know around me. I can pay people all the time, but I just want to try to do what I can until I can't do it. Now, why do the IKEA stuff? I bought the kitchen, the little metal kitchenette thing, and also a bed. Um, I kind of did that a little bit prematurely because I have a motivation, and this is big news. I am going to go on a camping trip at the end of July, and it's now 4th of July. So I have about 3 weeks to get this thing in campable condition. I don't have to be able to work in it. But I do need to be able to sleep in it and some cooking in it. I'll have outside space, but I want to be fairly functional. And of course, I won't be living, so I just have enough space for my clothing. My cats won't be going with me, so it's it'll just be a beginner's. So my motivation is to basically have the bed up, the kitchen, and some little, put the little water in there, and have a potty in here, and that's about it. That's all I need. And throw a bunch of stuff in here. Everything else I'm going to need, I can do outside the van. It's going to be a camping trip with some friends that I've known for years and years. I started camping with this group back in late 90s, and it's a group that's still going strong. And once a decade or so, I show up and say hi to them, and it's kind of fun to see everybody. And it fills my heart to go hang out with these people. So I'm looking forward to that. So I had this huge motivation, and it's made me a little bit hyperactive. But I think that's what got me going this week and getting this going. I have to finish the insulation first so that this spray adhesive doesn't get on any of the other stuff. So always insulation. Okay, I think I've dilly-dallied long enough. I am going to go get to work on that today. It's still morning time, but it's going to warm up pretty quick. I'm going to try to get a couple hours in this morning, maybe some time in tonight. Guys, I also want to call a friend to see if she would be open to me coming over so she can hang with Howdy and maybe she can tell us a story. Anyway, now that I've said it in the video, I think I better go make that phone call and see if she's open to it. Okay, take care, and I'll see you in a few. Okay, it's later that day. I worked for a couple hours after the last little check-in, and I finished all the gluing, but not all the insulation. But the gluing is done, thank goodness. I finished the wheel wells, the stuff I was missing on the ceiling. This evening, now that it's getting late and it's a little cooler, I came back out so that I could put insulation in the ribbing, and I'm just gonna be stuffing it in there. While I was in the house, I did search on the headliner above in that storage area. And it says, yeah, I decided, yeah, it's probably a good idea. But to be honest, the people who were doing it, they were struggling. And once I get it out, is there going to be room for insulation and getting it back in? And I decided no. Maybe it's because I'm kind of done with the glue. I don't know. I'm just done. I'm done with that. So tonight I'm just going to be doing smaller strips of the insulation and getting it in there. And then yay, that'll be done. See what we can get done tonight, maybe in the morning, and then the next step will be starting to put together the bed and the kitchen, if you will. So yeah, that was really, really good. I was super, super hot when I finished this morning. It was good. But while I was in the house, I did use my time wisely, and after I had a really good lunch, it's nice and cold lunch, I did some chores around the house, and I decided to clean out another drawer. As you know, I'm going to be vacating my apartment here in April, and so I would need to get rid of my things. Since I do move a lot in my life, I typically know what I have, but there was this one drawer. So I have this one chest of drawers that belonged to my grandmother, and my grandmother passed away in 2000, and my grandmother was born in 1904, so nice long life. It was great. But I inherited a chest of drawers of hers, and I've been lugging that around now for 26 years. It's been my primary thing. And in the top drawer of it, it's a real small drawer. I've just been throwing costume jewelry and things like that, and scarves, and to be honest with you, I just don't look in it. To me, it's like, what's in it? I never get around to going through it. It's just a bunch of old things. And a lot of necklaces. People tend to give me necklaces a lot, and I don't wear them often because I tend to get very speckled on my neck from them. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love them. It's so sweet, and they're also pretty. But anyway, it was all, so I had this wad of necklaces. And so I thought, okay, let's just go through them. Let's see if should I keep any? Should I try to wear them again? Things like that. And as I'm going through them, I realized there's a bunch of earrings in there too. So it's just a bunch of dangly earrings. I had 8 pair of fun earrings. I'm so excited. I am so excited. There's some couple really, really good pairs in there. Nothing expensive. I've never been that kind of person who wears real expensive jewelry, but bonus, it was great. It was great. So I hung them all up on my earring tree, and I feel very wealthy today. Also, I had some scarves, and that's great. We'll hopefully bring those out to out into Howdy when I start decorating, and that's going to be fun because I do want it to be real gypsy hippie, and so whatever fabric comes my way. Speaking of fabric, oh my gosh. So I called my friend to see if she wanted to do an episode with me of storytelling. And she was so excited when we were talking. And then we're wrapping it up. She goes, oh, by the way, I have a bunch of fabric I need to get rid of. I need to. She's trying to downsize. She's an older woman. She's trying to get rid of her things and change her house over. Anyway, I really want to use, for my walls, I've decided, since I don't want to spend the cash to do proper walls and building things out, is I'm going to just cover it with fabric and magnets. I'm just going to cheap out on it for now until I decide what I want to do about walls. And but I was thinking, some of the fabric I have, some lightweight blankets, anything. I'm going to use. I'm open to it all. Anyway, I thought it was really, really fun that she had mentioned she had fabric, and I was hoping to find some fabric because I don't want to go pay full price for fabric. There is a discount place here in San Antonio, and they've got great choices. They have good upholstery. I was thinking about that. But for now, I'm just going to take free, whatever comes my way. But I wanted to share with you just real quick about something I found in this drawer, and it made me cry, and I'm so happy I did it. But I also want to say that when we have so much stuff in our space that we forget about it, that you're surprised when you find something and think, I didn't even know I had this. Maybe you have too much stuff. That's my thought about myself. It's like, if I can't value and love everything that I have and use and appreciate on a regular basis, then why have it? So anyway, but I want to show you. Okay, first, this is not a big deal, but I'd forgotten about it, and I think it's kind of fun. The other day I was thinking, I'm tired of using my phone as an alarm clock. I'm tired of the noise. I want something more back in time, and I'm thinking, do I want to get a wind up, just to clamp the tick 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 of a clock. And then when I was going to the store, guys, I found this. I bought this a few years ago and then forgot all about it. It's a little clock. Now, it's battery operated, but I remember it does make a tick sound, and it makes an alarm sound, and it's just kind of old fashioned, and it's just real light. It's just a cheap little thing. It's not a big deal. I didn't have a battery to put in it, so I couldn't play with it, but so that was kind of fun. So now I can use this. But here is something about my grandmother. Okay, 1904. She was born and raised in East Texas. You know that land I've said I have some family land. That's where she was born, and so she's kind of a homemaker, and she picked cotton, and she had a life. She had a big life, but all of her clothes she made herself. All of her clothes, her bras, her underwear, her slips, everything. So in my drawer, I thought this was a handkerchief folded up all these years. It's been in this drawer, and I haven't looked at it. And I'm not going to be able to show you the whole thing because I don't want to stand up. But it's a slip. It's a little slip, and it's just this real light cotton fabric that my Meemaw made. No telling what year, but I remember her wearing this, or maybe she had several like this. And I tried it on, and it fits me like it was made for me. So it's kind of cool that I know that in this moment, at least in life, I have the same body type that my grandmother did. And I'm just very, very happy about that. That's the one that kind of made me cry. So anyway, I'll tell you stories about Meemaw at some point. Come up in my story time. And then there's this box, and I've had this box, and I knew that there was a scarf in it. I just didn't remember much about it. But inside this box, first of all, the box came from Foley's. Foley's was a department store in Houston area. I don't know what years they were around. I don't know what year they closed. Nothing, but if you were a Houstonian, you would have seen this. Okay, it was a great store. It was a nice little department store. So there's a note. So inside that box, there's a scarf and there's this note. And it says, when the going was rough, you were there with us. When things were smooth, you stood by. So it is our unbiased opinion, Brother Knox, you're quite a guy. And so that was my grandfather. He was in the Masonic Lodge, and he was part of the lodge his whole life, and he was a very kind and generous and quiet and peaceful man, and it was a great organization for him to be in, and I think he very valued his time, and he must have really valued this scarf, even though he probably never used it because it's still in the Foley's box and it still has all the creases. But look at this. And it has this little age area, you know, it's been aged. I'm going to see what I can do about hand washing it and see if I can kind of untangle these tassels on the end. And it smells like it's a million years old. Isn't that sweet? It's from my pappy. So my Meemaw and my pappy. So there you have it. That was the sweet treats that I found. And so that's been my week. And I'm excited to have shared some of the journey with you. This coming week, the next time we see each other, I'm hoping that insulation will be in the past. It won't be part of my conversation. That role of insulation. I think I'm going to call or email the Homes on Wheels Alliance and see if they have anybody in the San Antonio area who might be looking for some insulation, and that way maybe I can get that to them, or I can just find a San Antonian that needs it for some reason. I wasted, $150 probably buying too much of it. I might be able to call the people and see if I can return it, but also if I can help someone with it, that would be good too. All right. And then I'll be putting together my kitchen and my bed. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put on the bed to sleep on because I'm not ready to bring my mattress outside because I'll be sleeping on it the rest of the year. So I got to figure out a short-term bed. And also it means I probably need to find some tools in the house. I know I have them. I just got to go find them. Have a great week, everybody. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Saw some good fireworks. Bye.